Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077. Well, more precisely about animations and why they're so important for this game. We're going to analyze some of the gameplay we saw after Night City Wire. Now, a couple of days ago, lead quest designer for Cyberpunk Paweł Sasko talked more about the depth of characters they're trying to achieve. Body language will be important when you interact with certain people in Night City, meaning they will do what people usually do in real life, say one thing and then do something completely opposite. They can distract you with information or might even tell you the full story, so you start questioning what choice is the right one. Of course, even that mechanic needs to be specially crafted to make sense. It's not going to be random because it would kinda ruin the game. That's where animation comes into place. Characters have to feel alive and different, and what makes characters stand out? Well, details, the way they walk, behave, what they do with their eyes, hands, etc. Now, before in video games, character animations were almost the same. They were usually based on one animation fixed for everyone. So if you run like every other NPC. That was sadly the case due to limitations during that time, but now, since we have the tech to do it, developers are able to bring a whole new level of realism into their games. Now, I'm not saying that Cyberpunk is the only game doing this. There are other examples where facial hair animations are the key, like in LA Noire. The entire game depended on you reading facial expressions of people you interact with. Cyberpunk, on the other hand, is using a different way of animating faces, but still, if you look at the scene in Afterlife when V, Jackie and Claire talk, I already saw in the comments that someone said her blinking was almost realistic, and you know why? Well, because it's different. There is a sequence of blinks that is not the same, making the character real. I mean, we do it, so of course it's surprising when you see it in a game. Now, for all of you that didn't leave the video after I actually analyzed the blinking in the game, we can talk about body movement. Notice how Claire moves as she's serving the drink? Pretty realistic. Then when Jackie is talking about Rogue, even his head speed movement is actually noticeable, it changes. It adds more personality to Jackie and basically his overall vibe. And because this game is entirely first person, well, except for vehicle driving, but the game itself needs to benefit from that. In a sense, they had to justify why this game is only a first person perspective. That's why these details are being added, because this whole perspective benefits from it. You can also walk while you interact with people, and during all that time, your eyes are locked onto what is happening in front of you, not around you. It would be entirely different if this game was, for example, a third-person perspective game. Then you have to do it in a different way. You either have to change the perspective when you talk to someone, but it still doesn't sell it to the full point that CDPR is aiming for. And because Cyberpunk is an RPG first and focuses on story and decision making, in order for them to sell you these characters, they have to act that way. It's much more immersive than just giving you the dialogue options without it. And in my opinion, that's why this game is taking so long to make. Polishing doesn't just mean fixing the frame rate, but also animations. You don't want them glitching out of the place, because also this is an open world game and the amount of characters is insane. You have to work on all of that, and that just adds more and more and more time. Also, during the Judy scene, her overall movement sold her personality to you as a player immediately, without giving away everything. So as a player, it will push you to find out more about this character through dialogue, same with other characters you meet. Animation, though, is not only important for other characters, but for V as well, because everything is in first person, so animation needs to be good, and you don't want them to be janky. Of course, what I've seen so far, like in previous gameplay videos and now after Night City Wire, everything looks really nice. It's fast when it needs to be and smooth during dialogue. Again, this is just based off of watching gameplay. We have to play the game to actually judge it completely. There are also some things that could use work in my opinion, especially hand-to-hand combat, which was okay, not the best. It could use some balancing and optimization, but still, the game is far away from release. They have time. This is work in progress after all, we have to remember that. And also it's important to note that this gameplay was recorded by playing with a controller, and controllers have auto-aim. So it might be that this is looking kinda janky because of that, because the camera is trying to lock in onto the target. So I'm wondering how this is going to look once we play it with a keyboard and mouse. Also, the katana gameplay was questioned by a lot of people. We did see just a little bit though, not that much that I can judge until we get to play the game or we get some proper gameplay from V using a katana. There's also bonus animation, a little detail that was in the latest trailer when T-Bug gives this look to Jackie. It was really funny, and Sebastian Kalemba, who is the head of animation at CDPR, said that we have no idea how many times they've been iterating this look, and that gives me hope that the final game will be something special, because they take a huge responsibility onto themselves to actually try to perfect these animations as best as they can. So this was my insight regarding animation in the game. If you enjoyed it, smash that like and subscribe button for more Cyberpunk news, lore and explainer videos, and join our growing community on Twitter and Discord. I also made a Patreon page if you were looking for an extra way support channel. The link is down below, and huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.